trying to find clues that could help answer an awful lot of questions. A beloved church leader here in Arizona found dead last night, and you can imagine his congregation is in shock. We're going to tell you what we've learned about this so far somewhat mysterious case, and then what is going on our freeways. For the second morning in a row, a violent crash leads to a death and a major investigation and a complete shutdown, this time on one of the busiest roadways in the western United States, the I-10 freeway in Phoenix. This is Fox 10 Talks. If you have just discovered us, we are the show that brings you the day's most interesting stories live at 10 a.m. Arizona time. I always have to mention Arizona time because we know we have an audience that's watching from around the world. You can catch us on YouTube or on the Fox local app. I'm Ron Hoon, and Syleste Rodriguez will be joining us in the next couple of minutes. But let's get right to this big story of the morning. Our Danielle Miller has been reporting on it since early this morning. Danielle, can you hear me okay?
Hey, Ron. Yep, I got you.
Okay. Tell us what you learned when you first arrived, just in terms of where this investigation stands. To me, I watched all your reports starting at 4:30 this morning, and it sounds to me like the key words here are that they do see some evidence of foul play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the first information that we do have, investigators, they did confirm that the victim in this case is William Schonemann. We did speak with some neighbors out near where this happened, and they were telling us, just about his history and who he is, and he is a local pastor. So NCSO was telling us that the 76-year-old, he wasn't found inside of his home. His home is located in New River, which is just outside of Phoenix for folks who don't know. And that happened on Tuesday night. They found him right around 7:30. They did tell us there are signs of foul play based on observations at the scene there. So unfortunately, very little details have been released so far. My question is, and we're still working to get the details surrounding this, is who called? Who said that he was missing, or was there a welfare check, or why were they initially at his house in the first place? So still trying to get information on that aspect of the case, but we do know that Schonemann, he was the pastor of New River Bible Chapel. Investigators were at that chapel yesterday as well until the late night hours, and we're not sure if they took anything from that scene or if that's even a part of the scene or has any type of connection to this, what they're calling a homicide.
Okay, and so it is a homicide investigation. I just want to be clear for people who are just kind of tuning into this case, because we're going to follow it closely. You got a beloved church leader, a longtime pastor, as you say, on the far northern edge of the Phoenix metro area, but the body was discovered at the house and not at the actual church, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I think, I'm sure during their investigation, once they found out who he was and where he worked, that was probably their next step, just to try to gather some more information. So just not sure if there even is a connection at this point, but he was found at his house.
And you did say that you had a chance to either talk to or hear from some people who either were friends of his or who attended the church. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had reporters there yesterday, so unfortunately I wasn't there personally, so I didn't talk to them. I do believe reporters from last night with our station were out there and just trying to gather the information. That's when they first initially found out that he was a pastor and what church he worked at. But we do know, just looking through Facebook, he did work with an organization called Alongside. They were posting on their Facebook page today about the pastor. They were, saying that he passed away unexpectedly at his home. There's also some videos on their Facebook page of this man, and so there's a connection there. So it does seem, he was a community man, a pastor. He worked with local organizations. So definitely still a lot more questions surrounding this case.
That's our Danielle Miller reporting for us live this morning. Danielle was on that story as soon as we went on the air at 4:30. You can just imagine the shock that this congregation is dealing with this morning. Danielle, thank you very much. And Syleste joins as well. Syleste, we're going to move right on to our next story, which has to do with, I I will just say one thing about these cabinet meetings nowadays.
Yeah.
They really, if you were going to watch them as almost like reality TV,
Oh, yes.
they go for hours.
You almost get to make like pop.
Yes, you
When
do.
you're watching.
And it's been fascinating to watch. And I will just point out that a lot of the live news organizations, as we say in our business, dumped out of it. But Fox kept it going for quite a while as they were working their way around the room. Everybody from J.D. Vance to, to Marco Rubio, to Howard Lutnick, and to Pete Hegseth. But the real focus, Celeste, I think, coming out of this morning is this. The president was talking about literally trillions of dollars that he is hoping to see will be coming into the United States in terms of businesses' commitments to the U.S. for factories, for new jobs, etc.
Yes.
And the whole highlight of the first 5 minutes of the meeting had to do with Arizona.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to play about a minute or so worth of that, and then we're going to get into it just a little bit more. And he starts talking about this gigantic TSMC plant where they have just announced another $100 billion of investment where they're going to be building out even more of that huge campus. Here we go. Here's how it started earlier this morning at the White House.
There's never been a number like that, and that includes chip companies, car companies, every form of manufacturing, high-tech companies. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. So $8 trillion. I can talk about gross domestic product, gross domestic investment. I can talk about a lot of things, but to me, the biggest numbers, the kind of numbers that are, and these people are coming in. Our Secretary of Commerce spent the weekend. He went down to Arizona to see what was happening with the biggest chip company in the world. And he said, Howard, you said, you've never seen anything like it.
Amazing.
You want to just describe what you saw?
So they're investing $165 billion in 1,100 acres in Arizona, and they're building the highest tech chip manufacturing, semiconductors, and 4,000 employees. You know, American tradecraft, right? Technicians doing every kind of work. The classic foundation of America is building it. They had 14,000 people. They're expecting 40,000 people to build the rest of their plants and to employ 20,000 people for the rest of the time.
And
This
you
is
never
all
s-
driven.
You never saw a site like that.
And this is all driven by your tariff policies. No chance this be happening without you.
Celeste.
Yes.
You remind me one of these days that we need to try to reach out and get an interview with, if you remember when the TSMC plant was first announced, before they ever even got into the ground, that was during
Correct.
when Doug Ducey was governor. And I would love to hear the backstory of what was going on in terms of, I mean, Taiwan Semiconductor, I believe, is the largest chip making company in the world. You know, Intel is huge here in the Valley, but to get that original commitment, which, by the way, some of that came out of the CHIPS Act in the
Yes.
previous administration.
That's true.
Right? That was
That's
Joe
true.
Biden there. Now, President Trump's argument is going to be, we didn't need to give that money away. We just needed to slam tariffs on people. So they knew they had to make their stuff in Arizona.
Well,
in the U.S.
In the U.S., but we've started to see how it's really helped our local economy as well, if you think about it.
Yeah.
When you drive out that Loop 303 where the semiconductor plant is under construction, being
Yeah,
built, and
right.
you see now homes out that way. It's completely changed the landscape of that part of the valley.
That's a good point.
You know, it was just desert land way before. Quick shout out to Risa Hillman, Ron.
Oh, hi,
I believe
Risa.
she might be new to the feed, but Risa Hillman, she says, good morning, Ron and Celeste. Risa here from Lake Havasu City. I love watching your podcast every morning. Risa, good morning. I wonder if, Risa, you were watching the boat.
Oh, my
The
gosh.
speedboat situation that happened. We had the video yesterday.
You know, one of the biggest fans of our streaming show is my grandson, Mason, 10
Hi,
years
Mace.
old.
Hi, Mace.
And I showed him that video yesterday. He couldn't take his eyes off it. It is.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's pretty
I believe
shocking.
they won the race.
Okay.
I read an article this morning.
Is
It said,
that right?
by the way, they won the race.
Okay, good. So our poll question today is this. What is most important? Last night when the president was out there holding this big rally in Michigan, which felt just like we were back in the 2024 campaign, he says, look, we got to get this big, beautiful bill passed. So our question is, what should be the top priority? 10% of you, we're now over 200 votes, 10% say keep those original Trump tax cuts in place. That's number one. 12% say do that, but also that campaign promise of eliminating the tax on tips. However, 58% are in the group where they say keep the taxes low, but start cutting the out-of-control spending. Reduce the deficit. We are really kind of drowning in debt. And then a full 20% are saying, look, these spending cuts, they're already too much. Don't go deeper. In fact, let's raise some taxes if necessary. So a broad view of opinions, Celeste.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I am getting a question about your tie, Ron Hoon.
I wondered if anybody was going to ask about that.
Sammy G said it looked like a monster. With the teeth. And she said, we need to see the full tie.
All right.
And I said, all right, I'm going to ask
I'll do it after the break because we got to hit a break real quick. But I did want to mention, just give you an update here, a live view on ENG 21. It is still at 10:11 in the morning. Just a mess out on the I-10 freeway. If you hadn't caught the story from us early getting on the 10, I mean, everybody has to know by now what the whole situation is. But we can tell you that the accident happened out there just a little bit past 51st Avenue. They had the cars backed up for, literally miles again. Yesterday it was Mesa and the Superstition Freeway. Today it's out there in West Phoenix and the I-10 for folks that are trying to get out of town. And it is obviously, when there's a fatality involved, there's hours worth of additional work to be done. And there's one more live view.
We have had a lot of situations on our roadways this week.
I don't get what's going on. All right. So, we also want to tell you that there was a situation with a dog out there on the road that got us all kind of worried. But first, the mystery cam. All right, we're going to give you guys an extra minute or two here to guess the mystery cam because I think it got onto the screen for about a second before we went to the break. And so let's just see. Oh, Lisa says, they're up there in Payson, but they're going to be down here in the valley. because their son has some dental surgery going on Friday morning. That's never a day to look forward to, Celeste. Are you with me on that?
I am with you because that means you can't eat for a little while.
I know.
Yeah. Well, tomato soup is pretty good.
Yeah. Or chicken noodle if you want to push the envelope.
If you need a little protein with the chicken.
Right. I always think about that one boy that got in the car, in Mom's back car, and apparently he'd had a little too much of the laughing gas. Remember this from years ago? Remember his line? He was like, "Is this going to be forever?"
Yeah, I do remember that.
Anyway, okay, so let's just see here. One last glance at the mystery cam. So let's see. I don't know if it's all we know is there's a JCPenney in the mall, but it's not very busy, and they got some kind of a little carnival going because they got a Ferris wheel.
So I have an Oklahoma from B. Miguel.
All right.
Darshay White says Georgia. Paul Humphrey, Virginia. Angela Brockelman, Oregon.
So many of our great regulars.
Paul Valine says Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kentucky.
And Linda just popped on with South Dakota. Celeste, what are you feeling here?
So it's a little overcast, right? It looks like.
Yeah.
It's definitely a poppin' place because it got to JCPenney.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't really read the parking lot because there are a lot of trees, but I see all those trees and it makes me think somewhere down south.
I'm going to go I'll go like an Oklahoma. I like that one.
And I'm going to go Georgia. I'm right there with Darshay. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the answer.
Here we go. Tyler, Texas.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is Tyler, Texas again?
So I think it's in the eastern part, maybe kind of over toward Beaumont.
Well, you were close. I mean, you were thinking down in the south.
I like to play Price is Right rules whenever possible, Celeste. Okay, so one other story coming out of that whole situation on the 10, we're happy to tell you, we all got very concerned. I wondered if this dog actually hopped out of somebody's truck or car, because we did Sky Fox was flying overhead, and we all got kind of worried there because, well, thank goodness that I can't tell if that's an ADOT or a DPS truck right there, but they were keeping a real close eye on him. Oh, right here is where we were getting kind of worried.
Well, because it's like, you think in freeway traffic. I know it's rush hour, so you have people driving a little slower because of the traffic delays.
Right.
But the little guy, no one, I mean, let's say somebody was putting on mascara. Or having their breakfast sandwich or looking down at their phone, they wouldn't have been able to see him.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is he got all the way off the freeway. He's on the other side of the fencing, so he pulled it off fine. It looks like he came out of that situation A-OK. Celeste, there is a story that we promise we're going to follow right through to the bitter end of the poor spelling thief or not thief. Well, he tried to spell the word thief. But in fact, he's an arsonist. And look at this. This is the new clue that we are realizing. He actually drew a map, and it shows where the Tesla dealership is.
So they must have found it. I wonder if he took a photo on his phone.
Okay.
Like, because that's, they can confiscate your phone. And if you're charged with a crime, probably dig into the data.
And I don't even think this guy's smart enough to have done that.
Well, he couldn't spell thief right.
Correct.
So he probably lost the third grade spelling bee.
He probably did. But anyway, he draws this map, and it shows Broadway up there. And then what does it say all the way down at the bottom? There's Schonemann, and I don't know what those
looks like he says
buildings.
It's a Bash's, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, now he has more of a detailed outline north of the facility, but on the other side of Schonemann. So maybe that. I wonder if they found that and it led them to either where the house was or maybe because he rode his bike. It's not like he had a very good getaway plan. He hopped on a bicycle and tried to get out of there, but they got cameras everywhere nowadays.
They do, not just cameras on the building, but cameras on the vehicle. But can we just give the crews who responded to this a big high five and say well done, because they were able to put the fire out in the Cybertruck before the fire was able to get to the battery, which when those batteries light up, it can take days sometimes to put those things out.
Right.
So
okay, so we're just going to continue to kind of follow that story all the way through, but it looks like when the guy still had the gas can on him.
Yeah. And if he doesn't like the Cybertruck, they have other options.
Correct.
I mean, they have like the Model 3,
Right.
Model Y.
Right.
They have other options.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, obviously, we'll find out a lot more about this guy as the days go on, but they are saying that most likely federal charges are coming his way as well. They take it really seriously. So, the word this year, Celeste, in the airline business is cut back, cut back, cut back.
Yes.
Every airline announcing we're too concerned about the economy. And by the way, today, the GDP came out, which is the gross domestic product,
Yes.
which is the number one way you can tell if the country's booming or sliding.
Yes.
And the GDP was negative, which all it takes is 2 in a row. And that we're talking about January, February, March.
Yes.
If you get 2 quarters in a row, then that's considered a recession. And so we're on the verge of it. This is the first time since the pandemic years where we actually saw the GDP drop. And so because of that, these airlines are all canceling flights, and
Cutting back.
Cutting back. Except here in the Valley, ladies and gentlemen, we have Air France not only happy about their 3-day-a-week service, it's going so well, they have just announced, Celeste. Let me see, where's my picture here of Air France? Taken off from Sky Harbor Airport and some of the other big airports across the USA. They just announced they're going to bump up the number of flights.
Yes.
New international flights from Phoenix Sky Harbor to Paris, 5 days a week. Some people were skeptical that there would be enough of a demand to do it even 3 days a week.
Yes.
Well, it's been booming, and now they're going to 5 days a week.
Well, I think a lot of people will take this Air France flight and then you either take a train. You know how those are very
Yeah.
common in Europe. They'll take
Right.
a train to their next destination if they can find a less expensive flight.
Right.
But I want to read for everyone in the chat box. Let me know. I threw a question out there. Have you ever been to France? What's your bucket list vacay spot?
Oh, I like
We'd love to
that.
hear about it.
Okay.
But Sky Harbor, I read this last night
Yeah.
when they posted this on their Instagram.
Yeah.
So on the gram, they said, recently awarded sexiest new long haul route by consumer air travel blog Cranky Flyer. I thought, wow, what makes a long haul flight sexy? Is it, do they give champagne on board?
Yeah.
What is it? But apparently that they're pretty popular because
Yeah.
maybe they're kind of hip. I've never flown Air France before.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'm a
but
Southwest flyer, Ron.
We have said so many times, this is one of the largest metro areas in America. And you go look at some of these other airports.
Yes.
From Atlanta to Seattle and even Salt Lake City.
Mhm.
They have a lot more international flights than we do, and it never made any sense.
I know. And so, do we have one to Germany? Remember, we were chatting about this not too long
right?
ago.
Condor
Condor
Airlines.
Airlines.
And then a couple of airlines, I believe it's American and British Air, both have nonstops to London. But I don't know, Celeste, if you've ever flown into that airport in London.
Yeah,
But
once.
it is way too busy, way too crowded. Sometimes you land and they don't even have a gate. You got to wait for a bus to pull up
Crazy.
and start driving across the parking lot. So, London's a great city to visit, but boy, they need a solution there for their airport. But way to go, Air France.
Yeah, that's
we think
big
that's
time.
really cool.
You know what they do have in those European airports?
What's that?
Shopping malls. You walk in and you get past security and they're
That's
you must want us to spend money here
Oh
because you've got everything under the sun. You got
Yeah,
sneakers,
right.
perfume, liquor, everything.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Got to watch that liquor
wild.
before you get on the flight. Today's photo of the day, by the way, is so beautiful that I said to myself, we need to talk about this on the streaming show today. That is way up there near the top of South Mountain. I've never been on this hike, but it does show the petroglyphs that are up there right around. I'm assuming this is because we're a morning show. I'm assuming it's kind of sunrisey.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful skies.
And so it just got me thinking, Celeste.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite hike in the Phoenix metro area? And I believe I have a picture of you on your favorite hike. Ready?
Yep,
Look at
that's
that.
it.
Would you?
That is
Come
South
on.
Mountain. That's not too far from those petroglyphs,
Is that,
actually.
so you've done that very hike?
I haven't seen the petroglyphs, but I
Okay.
believe it's near Fat Man's Loop, which is along Mormon's Trail. Ron, you look puzzled.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to be like quite skinny to get through this small
Okay.
little crack
I thought
in the
we weren't
mountains.
going to use that particular F word anymore.
It actually
Celeste.
was
Not fat man, but of
PHAT,
size.
Ron.
Oh, is that what it is? All right. Anyway, what's it like to always be a fashionista, Celeste? Look at you. I mean, you look like $1 million out
Oh,
there on
you're
the trail.
sweet, Ron. I love the big hats.
Yeah.
I gotta have the big hats, and I got the water pack on.
Is this your favorite?
It is probably, I have like 3 faves, but this is
Okay.
like it's tied for first place for me.
With?
Yeah, with the Freedom Trail, which is in the Phoenix Mountain Preserve.
Okay.
So if you're heading to the Phoenix Mountain Preserve, you're going up to Piestewa.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the top of Piestewa, you break off about halfway, and there's like a little trail. I think it says Trail 100,
Okay.
and that's it's called the Freedom Trail.
Love it.
And it takes you around the mountain, like on the side, and
Okay.
you can actually do it with your kids or your dog. It's not as strenuous, but it's about 3 hours. Takes you to the back of the mountain and then back to the front to that parking lot.
Can I show you my favorite hike?
I gotta see yours.
Which is right here.
I love this.
That's with my brother-in-law, Mike. He always comes. He lives in Florida, but he comes out. He's like, "Let's go hiking." And so this is my favorite hike, and it's just right there, kind of on the edge of the Superstitions.
That's beautiful, Ron.
Yeah, it's called the Peralta Trail. You take it to the Fremont Saddle, and it is one of the great views anywhere in Arizona because you're looking right at Weaver's Needle. I've never discovered the gold, but the legend says it's within sight.
And
of
why is
Weaver's
it called
Needle.
Weaver's Needle?
Old Man
Is-
Weaver.
And he liked to thread a needle?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, we need to know more about that story. But
Was he a
Celeste,
seamstress?
I'm excited to roll out this is going to blow your mind, Celeste.
Yes,
Ready?
sir.
We have a new way where we can also do poll questions 2 at once. So we got our political poll question.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. What is the best hiking spot in the valley?
Oh, nice.
Okay, so 34 and 34, Piestewa and Camelback.
Mm-hmm.
16% say South Mountain and the Supers. Grab that QR code with your phone, and it will take you right there to that poll question. I believe there's a space for you to even comment.
Oh, wow. Darshay White says, I haven't done a hike here yet, and they've been here 10 years.
Oh, and we've got some of the best hikes
Oh, my
anywhere in the
goodness.
U.S. I think that's part of the reason people like living here.
And we're going to, what is it, 70s on Sunday? It's
I
Sunday and Monday. It's going
know.
to be 70s. You got to head out, Darshay.
We'll be right back. And you're looking at Eugene, Oregon, home of the University of Oregon and kind of the southern edge of the Willamette Valley. If you ever studied your Old West history, the Oregon Trail, that was a lot of folks that were headed to that whole valley is just so beautiful and such fertile farmland, starting right there around Portland, going through Salem and Albany and Corvallis and right on into Eugene. That is a really beautiful part of the USA. Let me just look and see what else people are talking about this morning. Linda's saying she doesn't do a lot of hikes anymore because she's got a bad foot. But let's just see here. What else are some of the you guys talking about? And Linda is also jumping on to say the photo of the day is particularly great today. That is for sure. Hey, if you didn't have a chance, we do this great morning show on TV. We start at 4:30 in the morning. Anita and I go anchoring till 7, and then Ty and Syleste come in from 7 to 10. And then we created this show because we have a whole new idea, a whole new format. And since it's on YouTube and the Fox Local app, people are watching it all over the world. So that's why we especially love when you're a first-timer in the comments and you tell us where you're watching from. But there was a highlight this morning that we just had to share with you. This was earlier here, a couple hours ago. Our Danielle Miller, our ace reporter, covering the big stories of the morning, but she also got a chance to go out to the Amazon facility where they are about to now really get going full steam ahead with the drone delivery system. And I thought you guys would really enjoy watching it as they get ready to roll it all the way out.
Yeah, it is actually incredible. I feel like we have transferred millions of years ahead of where we are right now. This is so cool. But take a look at these boxes right here. We're at the Tolleson. This is the fulfillment center, so we know they have all the products here. But these products will soon be making its way to the drone, and then to the skies, and then to someone's doorstep. This is fantastic. We have Chris here. He's with Amazon with the flight team. This is pretty incredible, and especially for the state of Arizona, this is really cool what's going on out here.
Yeah, we're super excited to be here. So our Tolleson facility, our primary location, is actually our first location that we've built connected to our existing facility, as you mentioned before. It allows access for our customers for ultra-fast delivery on over 50,000 ASINs or product that they need at any time.
Yeah. It's amazing. And looking at these drones here, this is something that Amazon itself designed. You guys are the ones putting it in the air. This is all Amazon.
This is all Amazon. So we've designed, we built, working with the regulators, maintaining and ensuring we have safety of the drone. But the drone that we're currently operating is called the Mach 30. So it is the newest revision of the drone. It's faster. It allows for greater radius. As you mentioned before, we can connect within 7-mile radius of this area for our customers. It's quieter, so when it descends into the customer's yard, there's less noise.
And they're autonomous. So, I mean, we do have a flight team here making sure everything is good to go, but once they're up in the air, they take care of everything else.
Yeah, that's the really cool thing is ultimately, to your point, from a safety perspective, we have what we call flight monitors that are here locally monitoring the flight, but the drone itself is autonomous. The drone gets a flight path similar to an aircraft, right? And then it has a takeoff window, and that takeoff window is met. The drone departs, launches from this facility, flies to your location in under about 5 minutes, descends, delivers the shipment, and then comes back here and lands.
And then takes off for another flight.
So our customers seem to really are excited about it. It's another way that we're bringing speed to our customers. As Amazon, we've had 2 really solid years when we think about improving our speed to our customers. It's what our customers tell us they want. And providing 60-minute delivery speed, ultra fast, is just another way that Amazon is bringing that speed to our customers.
Yeah, it is incredible. Unfortunately, you can't really get a dresser or a mattress delivered. What type of things?
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Right?
Wait for that.
But right now it's within 5 pounds. So anything that's in the 5 pounds will fit into the drone box, then can be delivered by the drone. So whether it's health and beauty, whether it is everyday essentials, whether it's cleaning supplies, it's whatever you need. And those 50,000 items that are available to you as a customer within the Tolleson area, it's what you want and what you need from an ultra-fast delivery service. So it allows you as the customer to choose the speed and then ultimately go about your everyday business some other way.
It is absolutely amazing. Really quick, I'm getting the wrap, Chris, but this is just 7-mile radius right here. Are you guys going to be expanding this program?
We are. So this is our first site, as we said, connecting, but we'll be expanding across the U.S. later this year. We've got a many different locations we're looking at. Ultimately, our commitment to our customers is by the end of the decade, Amazon Prime Air will deliver 500 million shipments annually to our customers via drone.
Wow.
Super exciting.
Incredible. Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate it. This is, wow, it's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. And this is like the one place, Arizona of all places. So go Arizona, go Tolleson, go Amazon.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll send it back to you guys.
We are big fans of Tolleson out here. Again, for our national and worldwide audience, Phoenix is pretty unique, I think, in how many cities we have in what we call the Valley, which is the Phoenix metro area. There's 5 million people here. And Tolleson is on the west side, and you got a lot of other communities out there like Buckeye and Glendale and Goodyear and Surprise and Peoria. Some really neat communities for those of you who are thinking about moving out here someday. And yet you go to the east side of town, and we've got Scottsdale and Tempe and Mesa and Queen Creek and Gilbert and Apache Junction and Chandler. I mean, and every one of these cities has its own unique characters. So anyway, shout out to Tolleson for working with Amazon, and we're going to see how that whole rollout goes. I think it's going to be really interesting. Okay, so I have said here on our streaming show, oh, by the way, let me just jump in with some of these comments here. We saw one of you had said, what about some swag? We need to go with some swag. And then so we chatted about our executive producer was talking about what about Fox 10 Talks socks? And that suddenly lit everything up. Frankie D saying, well, first of all, Ty, who wears all of his crazy socks, would wear them. That's for sure. And then Lil Philosophy. We always love hearing from Lil Philosophy. I grew up watching Fox 10. And Lisa says, I call Ty the sock man. And then Sherry Nevada Pup says, look, Dave, that's a great idea. Let's move forward on it. We're going to see. I think if we had some Fox 10's Talks socks, to just give away occasionally as a little bit of swag, that would be phenomenal. So, hey, but you know what? Neither Dave nor I call the shots. Even Brian, who's our director today, as high-ranking as he is, he doesn't call the shots. All right, let's get going with our next story here, which is Doug Luzader talking a little bit about what's going on right now when it comes to the president and his next 100 days. Here's Doug's report today.
Ron, good morning. The president has a cabinet meeting this morning as he begins to look ahead to the next 100 days.
Hello, Michigan. Hello. We love you, Michigan. We love you.
President Trump with the welcome he was looking for in Michigan to mark the first 100 days of his second term.
We're here tonight in the heartland of our nation to celebrate the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country.
And as to the next 100 days, the president is looking squarely at Congress, charged with passing his huge bill with tax cuts and new spending priorities. And while there were some protesters outside his Michigan rally, Democrats back in Washington were promising to hold the line against Trump on Capitol Hill.
It's been 100 days from hell, and people are fed up.
Still, the president's bigger challenge may be conservative members of Congress who are keeping a close eye on the bottom line.
Look, there's a large constituency would like to see those taxes lowered, but at the end of the day, we got much bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry in terms of reining in the deficit, but to them, a warning from the president.
But remember who.
Okay, a clear warning from the president toward other Republicans, and it reflects the very tight tolerances right now in Congress. If the president wants to get this big, beautiful bill, as he refers to it, through, he needs Republicans to stay in line. Ron.
So, Doug, my understanding is it's not just about extending the original Trump tax cuts, but it's also a lot of other things that he wants in there as well. Have you heard any kind of maybe a priority list? For example, no tax on tips. What about these state and local taxes that a lot of key Republicans in certain districts want to get some changes there? What do you hear?
Well, it's all of those things, and this is going to be kind of a committee-by-committee thing starting today on Capitol Hill. But we don't know what that final package is going to look like. That's why you have a number of members of Congress kind of reserving judgment on this, and those fiscal conservatives are worried about the impact this is going to have on the deficit.
And the Chip Roy contingent, can we call it that? I mean, he is a deficit hawk. We all know he wants to bring the debt down. How sizable is that? Are we talking about 3 or 4 members of Congress, or is it bigger, 20 or 30?
Yeah, it's probably closer to 3 or 4 maybe, but you know, it doesn't take much more than that to scuttle this whole thing, assuming that Democratic opposition is united on this. And that gets back to those tolerances that we keep talking about on Capitol Hill. So the president is kind of making a preemptive strike here, or preemptive warning, I suppose, to make sure that Republicans do in fact stay in line on this, because it's not likely to include the big budget cuts that the Chip Roys of the world would like to see.
All right, Doug, thanks. See you tomorrow.
Thanks.
And here's an update on where things stand on the poll question. We've had dozens more votes, but right now, almost 60%, 57% say, look, try to keep those taxes low, but you got to start cutting the out-of-control spending. It's time to reduce the deficit. That is really interesting to me. And then in second place, no spending cuts, raise taxes if necessary. So, I mean, honestly, if you added those two up, you're at, what, almost 80%, 79% saying deficit needs to be the top priority. 11% say just keep the original tax cuts in place. And another 11% say you got to do that. But look, there's a campaign, there's a campaign promise that was made, and so no tax on tips. That needs to come through as well. So, you guys have been talking about the tie today, and Brian, go ahead. Brian can take this additional camera. Let me see if I can show you a little bit more of a tight shot on the tie. Look at this right here. Now, I don't know if you can see you have to kind of catch it in the shininess of the glare of the lights, but there are little stars and moons inside that tie. I mean, I only pull it out like once every couple of years. I don't know why today I did, but anyway, that's the tail of the tie. And, oh, look, now you can see them, right? Can you see the stars and the moons? Pretty darn cool. Look at that. All right, we got to use that as our new Zoom cam, Brian. Nice work on that. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to be back with more interesting talk with Syleste on the other fascinating stories of the morning as we continue on this morning on Fox 10 Talks. Okay, everybody, welcome back. And by the way, our great buddy Dean Fazzini, couldn't do the show without him. He just let me know that is Jamestown, Rhode Island, which you got to go over the bridge and go past that little town to get to Newport, Rhode Island, which is where they have some of the Gilded Age mansions that it is absolutely incredible to see. By the way, I'm just going to do this on the fly because we have all these various live picks coming up. Just wanted you to see what's going on right there with the market. It was down about 650 points earlier because the GDP is slowing down and going negative in this country, but that does raise hopes that maybe finally some interest rates cuts are coming, and that's what's got the market in a little bit better of a mood. We haven't gone all the way back to green, but we've seen plenty of days where there's a big drop, lots of worry, and then it gradually, slowly climbs its way back. Hey, another story to be talking about this morning. We have to send a shout out to Peoria, where there's a student there by the name of Jackson McLean, who just scored a 36 on every one of the 4 subjects on an ACT. Okay, Jackson, you are the man, buddy. Way to go. To show you how hard it is to even get that done, more than 1.6 million students took the ACT test, and 0.3% of them were able to get a perfect score in all 3. So that's awesome. And then there were a couple of other students, Kylie McEwen and Jacob Sahan, who were also honored out there in Peoria for doing really, really well on the ACT. I don't remember, Syleste, what my score was on the ACT.
Did you take the ACT?
I think maybe I did.
I think I only took one.
The other one's the SAT.
SAT.
Yeah.
Well, since COVID, a lot of colleges don't even require it anymore.
Yeah.
So I wonder, though, it would be interesting. What if, like, one of these days you and I took the ACT test? And
now, hold on. Now we're going to have to go look at the chat.
Scores.
Now we got to go look at the chat, and everybody's going to be like, yes, take the ACT. And we'll be like, well, I don't know.
Tell me more
Syleste.
about this Whopper, because people are craving a Whopper now
really?
in the chat.
How do we get onto that?
I don't know. NB Pilot said, Ron, you are the best. Gina said she loves Fox 10 Phoenix.
Yeah.
Husky Mom says, that is a great tie, Ron. Reminds me of McEscher Art.
Oh,
MC Escher Art. Thank you, Dave.
okay, good.
MC Escher Art.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a conversation piece, really, is sort of what it is.
It's been breaking the ice all morning.
For good and for bad. But, Syleste, the other thing people were talking about while you were out, Syleste runs to a meeting at 10:30. Then she comes right back.
Hustle back.
The thing that we were also talking about was socks, because people want to see, they want some Fox 10 swag, which we would have to figure out how we would give it away to our most loyal viewers.
I think, what if we could probably, I just saw Brian in the halls. I bet we could work, he heads up our promotions department.
Yeah.
I bet we could send a couple things out.
So,
like hankies?
No socks. We're going to go with socks.
Oh, just socks.
Yeah. Well, we could do hankies. I guess. Don't people blow their noses into hankies? Is that really what we're going for?
They do, but think about it. If as often as you blow your nose, you're bringing publicity to Fox.
Yeah. Okay,
because you're pulling out your Fox fancy hanky.
Syleste,
I do like the socks idea, though.
Let's update everybody. We have the ability to do 2 poll questions, and if you guys are watching right now, you want to grab that QR code if you haven't voted yet, and just put a vote in, and we'll see how it moves the numbers around. Right now, 28% say the best hike in the valley in this whole metro area is Piestewa, 28% like Camelback, another 28% like the Superstitions, and not quite as much love for South Mountain, but it's at 16%. Now, it takes the lag, I think, on what we're doing here on YouTube and the Fox Local app, I think it's not as long as it is on TV, so the next person that votes is going to move those numbers around, and we can just be checking on what's going on, at least with those 4. I call those the big 4.
I think so too. And well, Piestewa and Camelback are close to one another, but South Mountain and Superstitions, they kind of span other parts of the valley. So it's quite fitting.
And if you weren't with us earlier, that's me up there in the superstitions. Seriously, is that not one of the most amazing views anywhere in the western part of the USA? That's up there on the Peralta Trail. And then Syleste,
yes,
just looking amazing out there on South Mountain.
Oh, Ron, thank you for
Yeah.
resharing this.
Yeah, for sure.
I love there's something about being outdoors, don't you think? Like in the stillness of the hiking trail. Like sometimes I'll
Sure.
have music, sometimes I won't.
As I like to say, just you and the scorpions.
and the rattlesnakes
Right.
and the Gila monsters.
You know what? I
else?
hike so much, I have never seen a live rattler out on the trail. And here's what a good friend of mine who has hiked the superstition more than 300 times said. He said, if you stay out of their space, they'll stay out of yours. They
Yeah.
don't want to have a human interaction. Just stay on the trail.
Yeah.
You start climbing rocks and going way off on your own. Now that's when
They don't want you
there
in their
could be
home.
trouble. No,
in
they
their
don't.
homestead.
Yeah, no, they really don't. Okay, Syleste, our executive producer, Dave, did a
Yes.
really great job reaching out to the Sarasota Police Department. Let me tell you what happened
Okay.
down there in Florida. They had a runaway boat. And so they had a boater in distress. The report indicated the boater had fallen overboard and the vessel was out there out of control going 40 miles an hour.
With no one on board.
That was the report.
Wow.
So you want to see the Tough Guy Award of the day, which we don't do every day, but we're going to do today, because this guy actually pulled up alongside it, the vessel operator telling officers he was returning the boat.
Mm-hmm.
He attempted to navigate the wake, and he was ejected out of the boat. Sarasota police had to hop on board. You're going to get to watch this live, or not live, but on the tape from their camera. Let's see. This is SOT 4, so I don't think I have a SOT 4, Brian. I'm going to have you just roll it for us. But if you got it, here we go from Florida. Oops, that's SOT 3. Hold
Okay, here
on
we go. Here it is, Ron.
Okay, ready and roll it. Police boat to the rescue. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is so cool. Watch this part. He jumps from one boat to the other.
Wow. Here it is. Here,
One more time.
here it is again. Wow.
Oh, that's the cam of the guy who actually jumped.
Yeah, like the body cam. I wonder how often they train for something like this, or if that's even possible.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody who works, Sarasota, you're on the water.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you see all kinds of things out there. Wow.
Oh, that's
What an ordeal.
so great.
Nice work.
Well, we say it. I'm gonna punch my cam back now, Bri. I'm gonna punch.
I like that. Would you call it a tough guy?
Tough Guy of the Day award.
That should be a thing here on FTT with us.
That's what
tough,
I'm
Tough Guy
saying.
of the Day award.
So let's have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was the first toy? This is a little extra research I did at no extra charge.
Wow. Okay.
What was the first toy ever advertised on TV? This goes back to the black and white days on TV.
Okay.
Was it Mr. Potato Head, Lincoln Logs, Slinky, or Gumby?
Wow, these are good ones.
Mr. Potato Head, Lincoln Logs, Slinky, or Gumby?
I'm going to go Lincoln Logs.
Okay. I can't give it to you, Syleste.
Gumby.
Now you're 0 for 2. You still have 2 chances left.
Slinky.
Now you're 0 for 3.
Oh, no. I picked all of them.
Now, did I
Except the
correctly
winner.
Did I correctly hear you almost whisper Mr. Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head.
See, there you
Yeah.
go. Congratulations, Syleste.
Didn't you hear that was the first thing I said?
Correct. You had 4 chances. It took all 4. So here's the thing. It's National Mr. Potato Head Day. Did you ever have a Mr. Potato Head when you were a kid?
Yes, I did. And I had the misses as well.
Oh, nice.
And so you had the both, the female
Yes.
and the male.
Good. So the story goes like this. There was a guy named George Lerner, and his creative kids, this is all the way back, I think, in like the 40s, he would watch them. They would sneak into the kitchen. pull out a couple of potatoes
Uh-huh.
and make dolls out of them.
Wow.
And he thought, I wonder if there's an idea here that could make me a multimillionaire. I hope he made the money.
Wow, interesting. That's how the idea began.
Correct. So anyway, it's National Mr. Potato Head Day today. I don't know if it has to do with Mr. Lerner or what the whole situation was. But get this, Celeste. The original kit was only sold as a kit with like arms and legs,
Eyes,
and the hat and probably the eyes. But it didn't contain you still had to go into Mom's kitchen and get a potato.
Oh, really? It was just the accessories?
Correct.
It was the limbs only.
Right?
What about the lips?
I think so. I hope so. That's a
Yeah.
big part of it, right? And the
You think-
ears.
yeah, the ears,
Yeah.
the lips.
Eventually, they went with the plastic body, but anyway,
Jen's Wall says, "Oh, I saw a giant one in a used stuff store yesterday. He was huge."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's kind of cool.
Killicell 777 forever says, "I still have my original Gumby."
Oh gosh.
Oh,
that's got to be
wow.
a collector's item.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? All right. Well, anyway, he made it into the Toy Hall of Fame. I still haven't been there, but I got to go. In the year 2000. Shall we bring in either Ty
Or Anita.
to join us and talk just a little bit more about the great big 11 o'clock show? Stand by, everybody.
Yeah,
Pull that
welcome on in,
microphone
Ty
up.
Brennan.
Look at this.
Morning,
Hello,
you
Ty.
guys.
I noticed that Brooke from KNIX is here.
We were going to do a big surprise.
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Oh. Well, she said it on the air today.
I know.
I'm like, wait, hold on.
We
Did
have a
she know it was
special
supposed to be a
guest.
surprise?
Brooke Hoover from KNIX is
Love
going to be
her.
joining us
Love
next,
her.
you guys. We always
Yeah.
have so much fun when she joins us in the morning show to do her
Right.
live shots from
Good.
the radio. So we thought we need to bring her in. So we're going to
Sure.
learn a
Yes.
little bit more about Brooke, what
Right.
makes her tick.
Yeah.
And she's already cracking us up with her. She's got 2 kids, Cam and Bo. We talk about them
yeah.
all the time
Yeah.
on the morning show.
Right.
She's already been cracking us up with Bo stories.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything you
Potato.
want to share right now?
Well, we'll get to him, but she was talking about one where she took him to church.
Uh-huh.
And he was a little boisterous in church.
Yes,
So
sure.
he was a little bit talkative, a little bit too talkative
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
in church. Well,
Yeah.
but, he's a 3-year-old, so
Maybe he's
inevitably-
the future pastor.
Who knows?
Maybe
possibly.
they should have brought him up on stage.
I think all 3 of our kids, when they were little,
Yes.
they would all hop off the chair and start going up and down the aisles, and it just teaches you patience.
It does.
Yeah, and everybody
It
around
does.
you patience, right, Ron? When you're
Right.
like sitting there like,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
all right, kids.
Or you don't know what's going to come out of their
their
mouth
mouths.
next.
That's the scary part.
Well,
right?
the whole thing is our 11 o'clock half hour comes up next with Ty and Anita and Brooke. It's going to be fun. Stick with us, you guys.
Hi.
All right, it is 11 o'clock, which means it's Fox 10 Talks with Anita and Ty.
And Ty and Anita.
Special guest,
Brooke
from
We're
KNIX.
so excited.
Thanks for having me.
We see you, like every other morning?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Oh, is it only every other?
Yeah.
Because she shares with
Oh.
Tim.
Tim goes Tuesday, Thursday.
I see.
I do the
Did you
Tim
guys-
interviews,
did you
and
guys-
Ron does the Brooke interviews. And Brooke and I are like, why aren't we allowed to have girl time?
So then you,
Yeah.
that's why you
So I'm like, let's
booked her
bring
as a
her in,
guest?
and we
Here.
get a half hour of girl time. Tell
thanks
us
for
about
coming in.
KNIX.
KNIX, we are on every morning, 5 to 10. You can listen. We're pretty cool. Tim and I have been together for 9 years now.
Oh,
which is
That's
crazy.
a long time in the radio and TV world.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't gotten fired yet, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Ty and I can probably say the same about us because we've been working together for about that same amount of time.
9 years?
More.
Oh, wow.
I think 10.
Yeah.
Whoa, you got us beat.
Yeah, sorry.
But
Not
it's
that
real-
it's a competition,
Yeah, we're not
but
trying to compete at all.
No, it's a fun job. Like I get to go to country concerts and for a living and get paid and talk about it and just have a lot of fun. I mean, I don't have to.
Is this
I
your
get
first
to.
time using a microphone? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I mean, guys, how does this work? No, but I don't have to get dressed up. I don't have to put on makeup like you guys. So I think radio it's pretty
where it's
awesome
at.
for me because
Yeah.
I don't have to. I'm on the radio. No one can see me.
Well, we love when you guys come and talk with us, though, because you guys always have like the best stories. How is it sometimes hard to kind of come up with different things? 'Cause, I mean, we have just started doing this streaming show where we kind of have to be spontaneous and come up with our own topics. But what is it like for you when you have to do this daily as well and be perky and fun in the morning?
Well, a full can of Celsius for sure.
What's your favorite What's your go-to Celsius
I
flavor?
buy the Costco pack.
I do too.
The variety.
Okay, I got hate.
You like Costco a lot.
That's only my only outing. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old.
You-
Where else am I gonna go?
That's where my
Yeah.
mom met Brooke and was like, my mom, like I'm on TV every single day. She meets Brooke, biggest fan ever.
Your mom was the best. She's so proud of you. I love your mom so much. But
I
yes,
just think that-
Costco is the best. I get the variety pack,
Okay.
the tropical.
Oh, you get the tropical.
Yeah. I get the tropical, the Arctic, tropical, and the
Oh.
other one.
I do
never
the
had a
original,
Celsius.
and it comes
Really?
with just
No.
the orange, mixed berry, and then the kiwi guava.
Guava.
But I took a picture one day on Instagram and posted it with the kiwi guava, kiwi
Kiwi.
guava. It's hard to say after, and I got so much hate for the kiwi guava flavor.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I said, and they're like, "That is the worst flavor." And I was like, "It's a comes in a pack. What am I supposed to do? Throw
So
those
what do
out?"
you do
Yeah.
when something comes in about Costco? I love Costco as well. And I'll get like the protein bars and I like 3 of the flavors, but not the 4th. Do you eat those first?
Yeah.
Do you eat them last or do you give them away?
I give them to my husband. I eat the ones that I want, and then he gets the leftovers.
And he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He
What
just
about the
eats-
boys? Are they picky?
Well, they're not eating protein bars yet,
Oh.
but no, they're not. They're not picky eaters. Look at them. I mean, they're some solid guys.
We have some really cute video of Bo.
Oh,
Bo baby. Bo baby.
Let's set this up though, because this was kind of like it was trending on social media. So
Mm-hmm.
walk us through kind of what this was.
Yeah, so mom and dad or mom and whoever are sitting at a table with a bowl in front of each person, and the kid, the toddler mainly, is in the center. So dad lifts up his bowl and he has 1 cookie. Then the toddler lifts up and he has 2 cookies. And then the mom usually lifts up and it's like, oh no, I don't have any cookies. And we wait to see what the toddler will do with his 2 cookies.
Let's
Now-
see what Bo baby does.
I wanted to ask though,
Oh.
did you have a hypothesis before you went into this experiment? Were you hopeful that Bo would be a sharer?
Yeah, I was hopeful that I've taught him well. I'm a good mom and I taught him to share and be
Oh, you would
kind
take
and
that
loving.
personally, wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
But
uh-huh.
the other thing you need to know about Bo is food is his life. Like he loves food. He wakes up from a nap, snack time, dinner time. I'm like, not
Not
down.
yet. Not
and so
yet.
I honestly thought there was a chance he could take his 2 cookies and his father's
And then run.
and then run.
Brooke, we're getting a lot of comments. Lisa is asking if you know who Jackie Rohr is. She's a country singer. She suggests that you look her up. Sherry Nevada Pup already saw the video and says, so adorable.
Aw.
So adorable.
But I'll look her up. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with
Okay.
her.
Jackie Rohr. All right, well,
Do you-
I'll have to look her
do you
up.
wanna play the
All right,
Bo
let's
baby
play the
video?
video right now. Okay,
Okay.
ready? Here it is. So we don't have the audio. So
Okay,
do you want to
there's
just
Bo,
walk through?
there's
So
Bo with
there-
his 2 cookies. He's
Okay.
saying 2 cookies. Uh-oh. Mommy has no cookies. Oh,
Look at his little face.
His
He is
face.
like
He's contemplating.
And then he
contemplating.
gives me one. And I'm like, so.
Did you cry?
I almost cried. I was like, he loves food so much, and he gave me his cookie. It's very sweet. I was very proud.
Did you give it back to him?
No, I ate it. I was hungry.
Look at his little. This is cute. Look at his face. He's just taking it all in,
What
isn't
a
he?
cutie pie. He's so happy that he gets.
Oh, there's the 2 cookies.
2 cookies. Uh-oh, no cookies.
Look at his face, though. He really is kind of contemplating, isn't he? Like
he's like, he's looked at his 2 cookies like,
he didn't even.
But that was
no,
quick,
he really
though.
didn't hesitate.
No,
I'm
he
very
didn't.
proud of Bo Baby.
He's a very sweet boy, and his father was pained to participate in that. Like, not just the action of it, but just being on it. He'll be
video.
thrilled that now he's on the news.
Yeah.
He does not like participating in social media.
Is Bo Baby a good big brother?
The best big brother to Cam. Cam is 1.5, and he's very sweet until he's not.
Oh,
With not to stereotype, but boys, something's wrong with y'all sometimes, and it just gets very physical.
Oh yeah.
Like the wrestling and the violence.
But I feel like that's gonna make Cam a tough little guy.
Oh,
right?
he's so tough. He gets knocked down
Well,
7
I did
times
see
a day.
that one video you posted, and he was kind of getting like jostled around, but just kept popping back up with a big smile on his face.
Yep. Honestly, that's like he gets knocked down 7 times a day, and he's just like, all right.
Whatever.
one of
Here
these
we
days
go.
he's going to come back swinging, though.
I know. I'm waiting for that moment when he's like retaliates.
Yeah.
He realizes his power because he's been eating a lot, and I think he's bulking up. He's like preparing
He's
for
preparing,
battle.
yeah.
Bo is a big boy. Do you think Cam will catch up? and
He's
be
little
bigger?
now, but I think he will. Because Bo is, people don't believe me when I say he's 3. It's just a
No, he's
massive
like-
man child.
He's a big boy.
Yes, we have to go to Costco. He eats 3 eggs at breakfast.
He does?
3?
Yes.
3 eggs?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, have you heard about tariffs? Have you heard about egg prices, Bo?
Yeah,
Let's
easy
simmer
does it.
down. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So you guys, we wanted to talk about some country music gossip.
Okay.
Where'd my notes go?
We were talking. Morgan Wallen, I feel like is just always in the news,
Always in the news.
and not just for his music. His music, he just put out a new album. How many songs on there? Like,
Well, it's coming out
Oh.
May 16th.
Okay.
And there's going to be 37 songs, I believe.
how?
He's great. His music is great.
We did a story, and it was like it hasn't even been released, but or whatever. But they're already like charting, right? Or
Yeah.
like some of his.
How?
Well, he's released a couple of
Single- okay.
songs,
Yeah.
singles, and they're like 5 of them he's already released because he has 37 to burn.
But wait, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, the ins and outs of the music industry. We have no idea. If you have that much music, wouldn't you be like, I'm going to stockpile
Slow it
this,
down, like-
and I've got another album ready to go in another couple months?
That's what I would do. I would
Yeah.
sandbag and coast. But no, here's the thing. He writes a lot, and he has everyone in Nashville sending him songs daily, right? Because if Morgan Wallen records your song that you wrote,
Oh,
you
you're
are
in-
rich.
yeah.
So think about it. He's getting 100 songs a day sent to him, and he has his pick of anything he wants. So he's like, why not? I can record this and put out all this music, make more money.
He can also sell T-shirts and hats.
Oh, the Field and Stream. He's partnered with them. They're like all sold out.
But after the Saturday Night Live thing, when right when he walks off the stage, and so at first I was just kind of seemed to be organically happening, and then someone brought up the question, I wonder if this was a PR stunt. Was it planned? Because within a day, 24 hours, they have T-shirts.
Yeah, get me to God's country.
Wow.
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't even know the answer to that because it seemed to me that he thought the show was over and he walked off. Like, I would do something like that.
I'd be like, bye, I'm tired.
Oh, okay.
Past
Well,
my
bye.
bedtime. Yeah, that was fun.
Roll the credits. I'm out.
Yeah, and he like hugged the host, and I thought that was all innocent, but maybe it was a master brilliant plan to sell merch, and who
for
knows?
Someone has been kissing and telling.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we have video of.
Do we?
Oh,
Okay.
this is just. Who's that?
I'm not sure. I've never seen. Oh, that's
there
his
he is.
guitarist.
I don't know. That's not Morgan Wallen.
Oh, that's Morgan Wallen. Okay.
That's Morgan Wallen.
He's been kissing a lot, but someone is kissing and telling.
Well, at Stagecoach, Lana Del Rey, would you call her a pop star? What is her?
What is her genre? She's
Pop.
kind of like a pop, but she's got a little bit
moody. I don't know. Is that a
Yeah.
genre?
Moody.
of indie pop. No, because she's not indie.
Ty
I don't know.
Ty
Indie
is
pop?
like a secondhand friend.
No, I'm
No.
not.
Oh, are you?
He
No,
knows
no,
people
no,
who
no.
know Lana.
I know
Okay.
people who know her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she says on stage at Stagecoach that she has a lyric in her song that I kissed Morgan Wallen and I went ATVing with him out west. She's like, that's not the key to success. So she kind of shaded him.
So
But-
he's not a good kisser?
Kristen Cavallari said he was a phenomenal kisser. So it just seems that people are bringing up that they have rendezvoused
with Mr. Whalen.
right to kind of to get attention, right? Because why would
like the songwriters?
Yeah, she's married to an alligator
Farmer
tour
or something?
boat
Yeah.
Wait, did she
Operator?
make out with him before getting married or
I hope
after?
so.
No, I'm
She
sure
didn't.
this is before because the song's old, wasn't the song? The new,
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
song, the,
okay.
the Lana song is old,
Right.
ish.
But I'm just like, why shade him and mention that you're married? That's just going to get you attention. Because if I was a brilliant PR person, I would tell any artist, just say you made out with Morgan Wallen, and it'll skyrocket your sales.
But it did also because that was like on everybody's like For You page on TikTok, and that was that little thing where she was at
Yes.
Stagecoach saying that line was like kind of the headline from her set.
People like Scandal.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's scandal just to kiss him, but you know what?
Kiss
If I
and
was,
tell?
Well, I mean, if it's someone that famous.
I guess, but if I was someone's manager, I'm like, you better get out there and start kissing Morgan Wallen.
All right, Sherry's asking, are you watching American Idol this year?
Oh.
'Cause
Okay.
she said there's some good country, up and coming country artists that are on American Idol this year.
I've been watching the clips because Brian from the Backstreet Boys' son was on there.
Oh.
And also, do you remember Wilson Phillips?
Yes.
Carney Wilson's daughter was
Hold
on
on
there.
for one more day.
Yeah,
She
she
was
got
on American Idol?
Yeah.
She got eliminated. So did
Oh.
Brian from Backstreet Boys' son. I've been watching clips.
Okay.
But Carrie Underwood joined
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this
She's
year.
the judge, or
And
one of them.
One of them with Luke Bryan,
Mhm.
too, country
Oh, there's
singer.
there's.
I love Carrie Underwood. I don't know her music well, but I like her.
I saw her sprinting up Camelback Mountain. I have
What?
a Camelback Mountain hat on.
When?
This was 2017, and I was struggling, fighting for my life.
She's in great shape.
Oh, and I was like climbing, and she was
Wait,
like,
Carrie, wait, I
sprinting
need an
past me. I'm like,
interview.
oh, okay.
Huh.
Do you have any predictions or picks for American Idol?
I don't know enough
It's okay.
to
To give your opinion.
yeah. I haven't watched. I only watched like the highlight clips, like the guy that was covering Jelly Roll. He was so good.
Oh.
Forgot his name.
But it seems like more of these. It used to be when you watched these types of shows, there wasn't a lot of country music. Now a
No.
lot of these country music has really kind of, I feel like, gained in popularity.
Center stage
Country is
almost.
cool. Country is the coolest format, and no, it's not just because I'm biased, but
It
everyone
is.
is going country.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Beyonce just did her country album.
Yeah. Who was it? Ed Sheeran said he was going to go country
Mhm.
eventually.
We got 30 seconds,
everybody.
but we'll have another. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So it's
cool to be country.
So
We're going to talk when we come back about your secret shows. Those are coming
oh,
back.
yes, very.
I'm
cool.
still waiting to go to one of them with you. And then we have a little pop quiz for you.
Oh, is it
Oh.
involve math?
No math
Okay.
involved.
That,
So
I don't know. I haven't
worry.
looked at the questions myself.
I looked and there's no math questions,
Okay.
so don't worry. If
All
I
right.
can if I can take
And
that
if y'all
quiz,
have
you
any
can.
questions for Brooke, Okay. Welcome back, everyone. We're serenading Brooke. We have good voices now.
That was beautiful. I wish you guys could have seen that. Why isn't that on the live
Well,
stream?
I was trying to think of that song.
George Harrison.
No,
I
no,
got
no.
my mind set on you.
No, the one that you were talking about, the
Teddy
Teddy
Swims.
Swims.
Oh, Lose
And-
Control.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, that's the there, and you were like, I have no idea what
It's
that
like,
is.
I would die for you, baby, but tonight I'm going to save my own life. What's that? That's a Teddy Swims song.
Okay. I'll
Hmm.
take your word for it. I'm not
I'm going to look it
a
up.
Teddy Swims.
Well, I didn't know if you
aficionado.
considered him country in any way. He
Kind
reminds me
of.
of Jelly Roll a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's the face tat.
The look.
Yeah.
His are on his eyelids. Ouch.
Face tat country.
Oh, well, that's
Okay,
something.
secret
It is.
shows. What are those?
Secret show is the coolest thing I've ever done in this business. Been in this business for like 14 years. Basically, we throw a concert. You don't know who it is. You can't buy tickets. The only way.
So this is video of previous
Oh yeah.
secret
Who's
shows.
this?
This is Kane Brown.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who it's going to be till you show up that night. You can only win tickets, and we've had superstars.
I interviewed that little girl.
Lila.
Yes.
Yes,
She
she's
was in
only
the-
12, by
yes,
the way.
she was in the
12?
audience and she held up a sign. She said she'd been to a couple of his shows or something like that, but held up a sign saying, "Can I sing with you?" or something weird like that. And he actually pulled her up and she sang for me when I interviewed her.
She's good.
She's really good.
It was kind of crazy.
It was so cool.
Pulled her up on stage. But yeah, that's Kane Brown. That was a couple years back, but it could be anyone. We had Morgan Wallen as a KNIX secret show. I'm still suffering from hearing loss. The screams.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Because no
When
one
did you
knew.
have him on?
It was September of 2022. I mean, this
Oh,
is,
so he was already big.
peak, and the people lost their minds. I was like, oh my gosh, because it's a
what-
very small.
That's what's cool about it.
Because Morgan Wallen's selling out State
Arenas.
Farm Stadium,
Yeah.
right? And so he's in. This is like 1,500 people.
How do you guys book and how do you get them to agree to do something like this? Because it isn't like a lot of press. You can't talk about it for weeks.
Yeah, that's above my pay
Okay.
grade. But we have program director, a music director, a boss, and they all, they go to Nashville and
Schmooze.
maybe they promise them koozies, KNIX
T-shirts,
koozies,
T-shirts.
And maybe
Yeah.
they say, well, if you do this, you'll get to meet Brooke.
That's honestly, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
what gets
sure,
him here.
yeah.
Do you
That's-
guys have koozies?
we
'Cause-
do. I could have brought some.
Why
Yeah,
didn't you?
bring any
I'm so-
koozies
next
for
time.
us?
Next time I got
Next
you guys swag. But it's been Kane Brown, Thomas Rhett, Jason Aldean, Darius Rucker. We've
Wow.
had 17. This is our 17th one we're doing. Morgan Wallen, Lady A,
And when is the next one?
June 25th,
June
Marquee
25th.
Theater.
We should take Friday off
Oh,
and we
yeah.
should go.
You
Because they're usually on
should.
a
But-
Thursday night.
Can we? Do you know someone that could get us tickets?
I don't know. Maybe.
I got you guys.
I got a couple cell phones.
I got you guys.
But are you good at keeping secrets? Because
Excellent.
Oh, you are. 'Cause
But
if
also,
this-
when do you find out?
So it just depends. Like the Morgan Wallen thing he's the biggest artist in country music that was on lockdown like 3 days before. And I thought it was a joke because I'm like,
So
we
they
got-
told you 3 days before.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, they're messing with me. How did we get Morgan Wallen to play the Marquee Theater when he's literally like,
one of the biggest.
and so
country stars.
until I got the paper and I said it, I'm like, I guess he's coming out because we didn't meet him before. We just talked to him after, and I was like, I guess this is real.
See, I would ask. I'd be like, don't tell me.
Yeah,
until
you
I
would
get there
slip.
because I would be like,
You would slip.
have you seen that Saturday Night Live where she's like, I know something. She's like, gets so excited.
Yes.
She like jumps through the window. That'd be me like, I can't tell you, but I know.
Yes, Kristen Wiig.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like that Kristen Wiig character. Like, I know something, but I can't
Excited
tell you.
Sue.
Yes.
Excited Sue. Dude, that's my favorite SNL character. She's like, someone hand me a ball of cheese. I'm gonna freak out.
She hits herself in the head with the bottle. That would be me. I'd be like, I can't.
But sometimes I know a long time in advance, but I'm really good about
Keeping a secret.
But
So
you
I-
and Tim can talk about it. Your co-host.
Yeah.
You guys can talk
But
about
I'd be
it.
scared even with the mics around. What if it accidentally goes out
So
onto
we
the...
always pick a fake name. We always
Oh.
say
Oh,
who
so
it
you'll call it
is.
Ty Brennan.
Right.
You'll be like
Ty
Ty
Brennan's
Brennan.
your secret
a real
show.
country artist. So we are saying now that it's
Dolly
Luke Bryan.
Parton.
But it's not.
But who knows? I don't actually know yet. It could be actually Luke Bryan. I don't know.
Oh, Dolly Parton would be amazing.
I would die. I would pass out.
I would too.
I need medical assistance.
I would call out sick for that one.
She is such an icon.
Wow.
I would die. I don't know if it's going to be her. Could be anybody. If we
You
got
know.
Morgan
You
Wallen-
already know.
No,
she
I
doesn't
don't
know
yet.
She doesn't know
I
yet.
genuinely don't know yet. I won't know probably until 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, maybe. So we'll see.
That's exciting.
Unless it's like another Morgan Wallen situation, which
Yeah.
I don't know who it could
Well,
be.
who's bigger than Morgan Wallen, or who is right below Morgan Wallen?
Luke
right?
Combs.
Okay.
Luke Combs or someone like a Garth Brooks. That would
Oh,
be
yeah.
Garth is coming
epic.
back up.
Or like if it was Shania Twain. I
Oh,
mean,
that's our song.
When
Looks
you hear
like
We made it. Look how far we've come, my baby.
All right, you guys are invited. You can back up sing for her.
Well, maybe
Sir.
maybe you need an opener. That's what I was thinking.
You guys
Ty
are the
and Anita,
opener?
you're like, hey guys, welcome on
Anything
in.
is possible.
That would be amazing. I would
Anything
love
is
that.
possible.
I would love that.
We should go though one of these days.
Yeah.
I have an outfit picked out.
Well,
I do.
You kind of are wearing a Shania vibe right now.
Yeah,
with the leopard.
leopard. I could
Oh,
totally do
yeah.
that.
That's very like when you hear those "Let's Go, Girls." It makes
You think?
me. It feel like I want to kick down a door, but
Right?
not in a mean way, but just like,
Like,
in an
it's just like-
empowerment
yeah.
way. Like I'm gonna kick down this door. I'm not gonna open it, and let's go, girls.
Yeah.
It's like we ride at dawn.
Yeah, and she looks good. Oh,
She looks
We write it
great.
down. That's what time we get up. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, quiz time, pop quiz time, and then
Okay.
we might have time for other topics.
I don't.
Okay.
Do you have the
I
answers?
have the
Okay, you
questions.
ask the questions because I don't have that.
Guys, I'm not. I wasn't great in school. Okay.
No.
No.
This is
Well, do you want to show the first picture?
well. We're kind of playing a
How well
a
do you-
married game.
Yeah.
So you and
Oh.
Tim have been together. You'd mentioned for 9
years.
So we thought we'd play like a little game. So
Yeah.
we texted Tim earlier today and asked him
Actually,
to
I
give us
texted
some
him like
questions.
5 days ago, and this is how long it's taken him to get me the answers, Tim.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, last night he messaged me at like 7 p.m. and he's like, I'm sending him over. I'm like, you still have no? Still haven't sent him over. So how well do you know your co-anchor, your
Hold
co-host?
on, where are the
Pretty
questions?
well.
Okay. So the first question is, what hospital was Tim born in?
St. Joe's.
Wow.
Because my husband used to work at that hospital.
Okay.
Oh, that was an
And
easy
he
one.
was allergic to milk, so he had to drink goat's milk.
Oh.
At
Bonus.
St.
Bonus.
I don't know if that's in there, but okay. Do you want to show some of the pictures of Tim?
Well, I think we have some that.
Oh, go with it.
refer-
Okay.
yeah.
What high school did Tim attend?
Scottsdale High. The
You're going to
Beavers.
totally win
Wow.
every single one of these.
That was the second question too.
Yeah.
What was the mascot?
No,
Okay.
They're no longer.
What comedian did Tim impersonate to win the SHS talent show?
Steve Martin.
And I think we do have a picture of that actually.
Oh, that's Tim doing what?
That's the wrong one.
That's his first job. Do you
no,
know what it
that's
was?
not it either. I'm giving away answers. Ah!
Okay.
Ty.
Sorry.
What was Tim's first job?
I mean, he did like summer jobs when he was a kid, but I mean, he was a anchor man in Flagstaff.
Okay.
Weather.
Hmm.
But he did, I don't know,
His very first.
his very
Ever.
first Paperboy.
Janitor at women's clothing store, Fashion
Oh, I
Square.
knew that because he got in trouble because he was. I don't think I can say.
Say what he did.
He was enhancing the mannequins, and he got fired.
Well, what if sales went through the roof? You never know.
That's true. What a
Yeah.
good.
Then
All
he
right.
should get a promotion.
Okay, so what was his first on-air type job?
Yeah, it was a weekend weatherman in Flagstaff.
And there's the picture. Look at him.
I don't
looks
think
like-
he's changed.
He looks like he should be in the movie Anchorman.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
That's so funny.
I love that they actually write with a
Sharpie.
whatever, yeah,
Marker.
on the board.
Yeah, I don't think they had computers. I don't know.
I love it.
What year do you guys think that is? Circa 82?
79?
Really?
Oh,
I don't know. Doesn't it
I
look like the
don't know.
70s?
I have
The
no idea.
mustache?
Well, the tie is a little skinnier. That looks
Oh.
to
He was
me
fashionable,
more
maybe.
like in the 80s, because in the
Okay.
70s, I think.
Then
the
they got fat.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, 82. That
Okay.
sounds
Okay.
right.
All right.
If Tim wasn't on the radio, what's his dream job? You
oh,
probably
gosh,
saw.
I don't know. I mean, he loves the Diamondbacks and he loves the Suns. So like announcing for the Suns.
No.
He wants
No.
to be a.
Oh,
fight-
wait.
That's his impersonation.
He looks like Joaquin Phoenix and the
Joker.
Joker. I thought that was Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker. Doesn't that like a dead ringer?
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
does.
good.
For Joaquin Phoenix.
It does that angle.
Yeah. If Lady Gaga just popped out of that curtain, I
Whoa.
would be like, yeah, that's the Joker movie.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So that's the wrong.
So okay,
Oh, there's
Scottsdale High.
Scottsdale.
Yeah. So
And there, he said that he would like to be a fighter pilot.
oh, but I thought he eliminated that because he's 6'5" and he wasn't. He can't be.
We didn't ask for the semantics of these answers.
I
We just
we
asked
can
for the.
phone a friend if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, because he was like that. His dream was crushed because he was too tall. But anyway, yeah.
I didn't
Anyway.
realize he was that tall.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
Over.
Someone said, "Ty, get your hair like that." I'm jealous of Tim's
That is good.
bouffant.
So funny.
You guys both gave up Diet Coke for Lent.
Not
Right.
me.
No,
Tim.
I'm sorry. Tim and Brooke
He's
did.
like, "Don't
I would
put me in
never,
there."
yeah.
Tim and Brooke did, and I was proud of you. I gave up talking negatively about my husband to other people because sometimes you walk in. Well, we were sharing funny stories. I guess I worded that wrong. But sometimes you'll come in and you'd be like, you're not going to believe what Johnny did.
Right. Right.
I gave that up, and I did well.
And how, it lasted?
I did well.
You did well.
I started keeping a log, and then when I screwed up, I stopped. I did well, though.
Okay, good. That's positive.
Yeah.
Tim did terrible with his Diet Coke. He lasted till 10 a.m.
Oh.
His Lent lasted 3 hours.
What about you?
I lasted, well, I found a loophole because I'm not Catholic, but somebody in the Catholic church told me that Sunday you could take a break from Lent.
Is that true? Anita's our resident
there are
Catholic.
no breaks.
There's no breaks.
I see now.
It's 40 days, 40 nights.
These comments. Comment if you're Catholic and let us know if there's a Lent break, okay?
I think that's a made up thing.
I think it's made up.
Well, anyway,
I
so
think that was
but I do like that. I might incorporate it next year.
Someone told me I could, so I did, and then someone was like, "That's illegal," and then I was like, "Okay." So I gave up.
So you said forget it, and you had a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But you did like half a bottle the one day, and then like half the bottle the next day.
I did Coke Zero. I found my way around it, and I was like,
that's cheating.
I know. I didn't think the Lord would be proud of me, so I just said, you know what? I give up.
I give up
fully.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. People are asking about your socks, Ty.
They are
plain gray.
No, they've got sharks on them today.
Oh, why sharks on a Wednesday?
Bo would love those.
They got sharks. They're my Jaws socks.
Those are very cool.
The other thing I want to ask you, and we don't have video to go with it. Have you seen the big trend where people are asking, would 100 men beat one gorilla, a silverback gorilla?
We talked about this.
Oh, you did?
I think yes.
Okay, go. Let's hear your
You think they could?
I think they could. Now, listen, are we talking about 100 Timothy Chalamets? Or are we talking about 100 The Rocks?
The Rocks,
I agree.
So if you give me...
No, but it has to be... No,
okay,
just
100 Ty Brennans. 100 Ty Brennans.
That gorilla's going down.
Okay, so you mean just the general population?
Yeah, we're just picking 100 Joe Schmoes
like people
off
the street who maybe work out 3 to 4 days a week. They had a donut and coffee for breakfast.
You're getting.
They wear shark socks.
See. Yeah, I guess if I can't know what's going on out there, but I still think they could, because if you gang up all 100 at once. All 100 at once, you don't think you could restrain a gorilla?
I feel like the gorilla would just be like,
and no one could? Like, they have no weapons?
No weapons.
No weapons. It's just
mano
your
a
fist.
mano.
One of our producers, Jeff, is really into this and showed us some videos of just how strong the gorilla is. I don't think that...
Not even 100 The Rocks?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I once dropped my Motorola Razr phone in the gorilla cage at the Arkansas Zoo, the Little Rock Zoo.
Why are you telling the story? We have 20 seconds
Hurry!
left.
Hurry!
I accidentally dropped it. I was trying to take a picture, and I dropped it into the enclosure.
Did you get it back?
Yeah, the zookeeper had to come out. It was a whole thing.
The gorilla was like...
When can people listen to you?
5 to 10 a.m. every day. 102.